The monastery town of Koyasan is one of my favorite places in Japan. A World Heritage Site nestled in the mountains, it has all the charms of Kyoto, but you can walk from one end to the other in less than an hour. Though it's something of a miracle that Koyasan still exists today. During the Warring States period, several temples fought back against the conquerors aiming to unify the country, and few of them made it out unscathed. Louis Froy, a 16th century Jesuit missionary, described the country of Ki during the Warring States, or Sengoku period, as several large commonwealths, each founded on a particular sect of Buddhism. The chaos of the Warring States period left governments broken, so in Ki, control devolved to the most powerful organizations left, temples. Temples had unique advantages. Even in precedented times, neither the shogunate nor the emperor held de jure power over them, as temples were holy ground. They were sanctuaries for those on the run from the law. They were also neutral ground for trade between aggressive adversaries. Many temples grew into flourishing centers of commerce. Because of this, temples were home not to just the fervently devout, but also monks who were primarily concerned with day-to-day maintenance and finances. As temples enriched themselves, these worldly monks gained more and more power. The temples of Koyasan amassed a great deal of economic and military strength, and Negoro Temple, to the north, was renowned for its skilled sharpshooters. In 1580, Oda Nobunaga, Japan's most powerful warlord, identified Koyasan's power as a threat. Influential temples like Koyasan complicated his goal of controlling the entire country. Nobunaga had just vanquished the Buddhist Ikko Ikki after a 10-year-long war, and Koyasan was next in line. So when Nobunaga learned that some soldiers who had betrayed him during the war had sought sanctuary in Koyasan, he demanded that the monks hand them over. He was rebuffed. Next, he sent several soldiers into Koyasan to perform a quote-unquote investigation. Koyasan had the soldiers executed. This give and take continued for several months, with both parties alternately escalating and backing down. Peace talks continued even after Nobunaga mobilized troops and fought small skirmishes with Koyasan soldiers. The first real battle between Nobunaga and Koyasan took place in February of 1582, almost 2 years after Nobunaga's initial demand. The Koyasan soldiers won some initial engagements, but then the conflict came to an abrupt end with Nobunaga's death. The warlord had been betrayed and besieged by a close ally. Nobunaga set his own temple alight and then committed suicide. His body was never found. Once news reached his troops at Koyasan, the army retreated. Nobunaga's ambition of uniting all of Japan was next taken up by his subordinate, Toyotomi Hideyoshi. In 1585, he raised an army and marched south. Though the monks of Negoro Temple had been allies with Nobunaga, they fought fiercely against his successor. Their bullets hit their mark, but they were outnumbered, and before long Hideyoshi reached Negoro Temple itself. The buildings you're seeing now are all reconstructions, because Hideyoshi had the original temple burned to the ground. With the ashes of Negoro Temple still smoldering, Hideyoshi sent an ultimatum to the administrators of Koyasan. He demanded that the monks immediately disarm, and that they revoke the right of sanctuary from anyone who had betrayed Hideyoshi. If they refused, he would do to the temples of Koyasan what he had done to Negoro Temple. The council of priests governing Koyasan quickly decided to capitulate, sparing the beauty of Koyasan for future generations. Actually, all of these buildings have burned down and been rebuilt several times since then. Despite threatening to set it on fire, Toyotomi Hideyoshi ended up liking Koyasan quite a lot. He patronized many temples there, and he was laid to rest in the town's sprawling Okunoin cemetery. Oda Nobunaga is also honored there. Koyasan today is governed by a mayor instead of a priest, but enshrining the warlords who fought against you in your own cemetery feels like Koyasan claiming victory in a battle that never really happened.